Let's talk about how people think podcast monetization works versus how it actually works. Some folks believe that having a podcast with tons of listeners and downloads automatically brings in the big bucks, but that's not always the case. It's a bit more nuanced than that. I had a guest on my show who had a massive following. His community was loyal, and he was featured on several podcast shows. We had a special link on my podcast that offered a discount for his course. Guess what? People used my link to make purchases even though he was promoting it everywhere else. So here's the thing. Even with a huge following, it's not about the numbers or views or listeners. It's about how you turn those views into dollars. How well do you tell your story? My guest's big following was great, but the targeted connection through my show is what actually drove sales. This experience showed me how podcast monetization really works in unexpected ways. As a podcast host, I ended up making money indirectly from those core sales. Proof that sometimes it's not about the size of the audience, it's how you leverage your platform. So next time you're thinking about building all these big numbers, remember that it's not just about the numbers. It's about creating real connections and finding those unique opportunities to turn your podcast into profit. In what ways have you discovered podcast monetization works?